The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and are not those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stuart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Razacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price.
Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Good morning, Stuart, Florida. My name is Dr. Tred Razacker, and I am your host for the next hour on WSTU 1450. And this is the Slim Body Laser Spa's Health and Wellness Show, laser-assisted weight loss. I am explaining today how today's modern medical lasers are being used to, I think they're going to change the world, you know. This is a life-changing experience. This is like a new idea, a new technology, which is not yet embraced by the world yet. You know, I've embraced it for over 7 years. I have taken this laser-assisted weight loss idea and have turned it into just a superstar procedure. I never would have thought it would have been that successful when I first was introduced to the laser. I saw it. And I realize that it's a tool. It's predictable. You can measure it. It's FDA cleared. It had some very important features to me that were going to be very important to be able to offer it to people. That is that it had reliability, and you could duplicate it. You know, science is something that is a scientific fact is when other people can prove it. It's not just one freak occurrence. That would be a miracle. But this laser is a provable, measurable, predictable procedure which targets this fatty layer that people have, which are such a stubborn layer of fat. And it's for that reason that I was just thrilled at the results we've been getting. It is February, and it's a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. It has been absolutely warmer than normal Februaries, right? But I hear it's getting a little cold front this weekend. And
I'll be the judge of that.
We're going to be at the Home and Orchid Show, the Home and Garden Show and Orchid Show at the Fairgrounds, Martin County Fairgrounds, Saturday and Sunday, being held by the Chamber of Commerce. If you got nothing to do, come on down, stroll through, look at the orchids. They're having contests and displays, and of course, they sell the orchids. People love to buy orchids, and as you go through, you'll see all the different businesses in the Martin County Chamber, and that's this Saturday and Sunday at the Martin County Fairgrounds, and we are going to have a booth there. I will be there, and you could ask me questions about the laser. You can see my own results. You get to meet me in person, and you'll realize that those pictures that you're seeing in the Stuart News recently aren't doctored. They're not photoshopped. It really is me. If you're interested in finding out if maybe I can help you at the Slim Body Laser Spa, my consultations are always free. And that's to come in and find out if it can help you. It's not free because it's not valuable. In fact, I get $300 an hour for a consultation. I'm a doctor. However, the reason why I offer consultations free is because there's nowhere that you can really find out about this without coming in personally. You can't ask your friends or ask other doctors or if they know anything about it, because it's such a breakthrough procedure, which is making its own history, that you need to come in and know there's no barrier to come in and find out about it. I love to explain it to people. I like to demonstrate it. I have lots of before and after pictures. I can go over the protocols. And I can also, you can ask me any question you want, and we can see whether or not the laser can help you. So they're free consultations. And we're located at 2311 Southeast Ocean Boulevard, and that is next to the Carmela's Pizza restaurant, Carmela's Pizza and Wine Bar on East Ocean Boulevard, right across the street from the Fresh Market. As you're heading out towards the beaches, you'll see there's a beautiful 3-tier fountain in the front of the spa. There's some flowers out there, and it's kind of a lime green color with a white railing and white porch. It looks like a spa, let's put it that way. We have 4 laser rooms. They're private, and we have 3 staff members that are trained laser techs that are there to help you get through this process. Yesterday, I saw, what was yesterday? Monday, we saw 42 people there.
Wow.
Yeah, 42 people.
That's awesome.
In that spa. That is great. And it was only, it's an 8-hour day, a little more than 8 hours. So that's 3 people every single hour straight through the whole day. I pulled into the spa parking lot where Carmela's is. It was about 2 o'clock, and I counted 12 cars at our spa. And that wasn't employees.
Yeah.
And then we did a full-page ad in the Sunday's newspaper and Saturday. And that's my Laser Lipo Revolution is here ad. It's a full page, and it has my story. And it talks about the few simple rules involving the lipo laser and what it takes to get the great results. And, of course, there's the $49 offer. And we had 3 consultations come in, and we signed a husband and a wife who were absolutely never saw the ad before. They've been living here, and it's like, I picked up the paper, and there's this ad, and it was incredible. I read right through it all, and I said to my wife, I said, we got to do this. And I'm thinking to myself, it's the first time you saw it, and you subscribed to the paper? Anyway, they came in, signed up. They're starting tomorrow.
Good.
They're starting on the plan, and they were a little bit concerned because really I didn't have any openings before 3 o'clock. We had to wait till next week. They wanted the morning spot. We had to wait till a week, about 10 days out, because of the fact that we're so busy right now. And that's just, I'm not bragging. I'm just realizing I have to pinch myself at how successful it's been.
Right.
And that's a wonderful thing because it benefits you, my listeners, and the people out there that are struggling with weight and struggling with calories and struggling with the weight loss, with the problems that come with carrying extra weight around. It is a life-threatening condition. I can't stress that enough to realize that. It's right up there with having a predisposition to cancer. It's up there to being eating foods which could cause you to develop heart disease, or being poisoned with toxins slowly over time. All of these things we know can shorten our lifespan. Well, if you're carrying around too much body fat and you're not doing anything about it, as you're getting older, your body systems start to wear down. The systems, your heart, your vascular system, your immune system, your blood sugar maintenance, your metabolism starts to break down. The vessels, the vascular disease can start to get more pronounced. We end up getting more fatigued and more tired, and that extra weight eventually starts to affect our joints, our feet and our legs and our knees. And over time, it's absolutely devastating to realize that, I didn't realize that this weight over time is going to make me this ill. And that's why it's imperative, and that's why I've made it such a mission and a purpose behind the office, is to get this truth out to people and to let people know that there's help available. It's not the same as diet and exercise, although you do have to eat better and move around to get any results in any plan. To be healthy, you got to move and eat better, but it isn't the only tool that you have. The laser is another option. It's a second, it's what you call a force multiplier. And I'm going to go over that in detail today. I've really been meditating on this idea and trying to explain, why do you need a laser? What is it different with the laser versus Weight Watchers or these other programs that have a lot of merit, of course, but they have a lot of failures too. So anything which can slant the favors and, you know, the odds in your favor, where you can be more successful with less effort and get the result, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And that's what I'm going to go over today. I'm going to explain exactly today why the use of a laser is helpful when it comes to weight loss and how you can be more successful by using the laser. And I think it'll be very interesting today. With that said, nothing is more important than a testimonial. I could tell you all day long that it works. It worked for me. My host here, it worked for Michael, right?
6 inches off my waist in 9 treatments.
And I lost 10 inches off of my waist in 9 treatments. And we're living proof that you can look better and feel better using the laser. And I do have someone who's calling up. Her name is Barbara, and she's going to share her story. Are you there, Barbara?
I am here.
Hey. Oh, you have such a nice, calm voice.
Hey, Dr. Trent.
Yes.
I have to give a shout out to you and your staff on just what your program has done for me.
Wow.
I lost 10 inches in 9 treatments.
Around your midsection?
Yes.
And that would be 3 inches in girth in 3 spots.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We don't want anybody to think you lost a 10-inch
right.
circumference.
But the whole, the whole area is a total of 10 inches.
Right.
And that being said, not only has it helped me with my movement because of the weight loss around my stomach or the inches, I had a back injury. And 3 years of treating that, I gained 20 plus pounds.
Wow.
So now that I am healing, it's been very hard for me to lose this weight or the inches because I have all this belly fat. And the belly fat has inhibited me from, like, reaching down, putting my shoes and socks on, little things.
Your feet have become foreign to you.
Yeah.
You wonder.
And so now
I see all my feet again.
Yeah, but anyway, just.
You sound excited.
Yeah. But so it's done a lot for me, and what else it has done? I'm sleeping better. I have so much energy during the day that I haven't had in 3 years. So, but anyway, I would like to recommend this. I'm going to keep it going. I love it. I feel great. And now that I have my stomach, getting back into shape, now I'm going to work on other parts of my body. But
could I ask some specific questions? Because when people lose weight and everything, it's a wonderful thing. But I want to try to let people know where you were before you started and some of the things maybe you've tried. Because some people say, she just ate less and exercised, and that's not what happened. So how did you hear about the laser?
I've been watching your ads, and I have spoke to people. Sorry, I've spoke to people that have went through your system, or your program.
So you got some referrals, some testimonials from other people.
Yes. And I knew that you were going to be at the Seafood Festival because you're always there. And that morning I got up and I said, I'm going to the Seafood Festival and I'm going to meet them and I'm signing up.
You did too. Now,
and I did that.
Had you tried other? Can I ask how old you are? Is that okay? Is that appropriate?
Sure. I'm 65.
Okay. And have you tried other things to get rid of that stomach, or is this the first attempt?
Exercising, and I felt eat well.
I know
well.
you were,
and
you do have a good habits.
Yeah, and I still do. I haven't changed my eating habits, but I could not lose, even with exercise.
That midriff.
I could not lose that.
Yeah.
That I call them blobs of fat around me, and I just could not.
The spare tire. I hate to use that term, but it's centrally located around the abdomen. It goes all the way. They call it the muffin top to the front.
Yeah,
and your legs can be beautiful, and the arms and chin, and then it's this one spot. The pear, I think they call it.
Yeah, and I just realized a lot of my back pain is due to the fact that
Sure.
I couldn't bend. I'm bending over.
It pulls on the back. That extra weight on the front changes the shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But
when I went in and met you, and how you explained it, I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is me.
Yep. And to get results, 3 weeks, half hour on the laser, 10 minutes on whole body vibration.
Yeah.
Don't eat 2 hours before, 2 hours afterwards. Just eat light. That sounds pretty good.
And it can't be any easier.
Yeah, that's
follow the program. You're in. I mean, you can't lose. There's no losing. You follow this program. So.
Yeah, it's a laser. It's not diet dependent, which means your habits have to change. When it comes to eating better and exercising, a person you can give them the rules and give them the plan, but they have to follow the rules, and it's so hard for people. There's so many issues that come in, which is why they fail so much in weight loss. But when it comes to a laser, you can be tall, skinny, awake, asleep, black, white, Republican, Democrat. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's a laser that releases the calories, and as long as you follow a few simple suggestions, the body will process those fatty calories, and you'll see inch loss, and then your health will be improved.
And mentally, by seeing it, every day, you can see.
It's a result you see. You don't have to wait till the end of the program. After 6 months of healing from the surgery.
Right. Yeah, and you can see it, and it gives you more incentive.
Right.
So, but it's great. It's a great program.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And all your staff, they couldn't be better.
Yeah, we
appreciate
them too.
They're like family.
Well, I'm proud of what we've accomplished in my staff, because behind every good procedure is a wonderful staff that makes sure it's done correctly, and that's great.
Absolutely.
And I'm out here talking about it, and they're doing it right now as we speak.
They're doing it right now. So, well, thank you,
all right.
Dr. Trent.
Thank you from the bottom of our, and I'm sure all the listeners out there, thank you too.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.
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 All righty now. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. You can tell the honesty in her voice. It wasn't a salesy kind of testimony. And 65 years old, to be able to lose 10 inches, which is 3 inches of waist size in 3 spots in 3 weeks, and improve your health, help you overcome back pain at the same time and have more energy. It's just kind of the side effect of this procedure is to be healthier.
And so many people don't even realize how the extra fat is making them feel bad until it's gone. And then they realize, oh my God, I have so much extra energy. You get used to being low energy and you think it's normal.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
And then you take that fat off, and you suddenly are like, oh my God, I feel alive again. I feel 10, 15 years younger. Sleeping better at night. Who would think that having a little bit extra fat makes it harder for you to sleep? But it does. Right. It makes it harder for you to get comfortable, to be relaxed. There's pain that pops up in random places. Why does my back hurt? Oh, I've got all this weight on the front. It's pulling my back out of alignment.
That's right. And, it's important for me to relate to people that this procedure my procedure at the Slim Body Laser Spa isn't really just a weight loss procedure. It makes you a healthier person because of the way that the laser works and the program that's involved. when you think of somebody who's just losing weight, it's really very superficial to just lose weight. It's not really going to make you healthy just to change the scale, and I think that's important to understand, that what makes somebody healthier is when you can strengthen, detoxify, and decrease your body fat percentage versus just changing the scale. So when you go to a weight loss center and you're not really, and the main goal is to lose weight, to lose pounds, it doesn't mean that you've made yourself any healthier. And it seems like, well, what are you saying, Doc? I mean, how can it be? I'm 185. My weight should be 150. I've dropped my weight down from 185, lost 20 pounds. You're saying I'm not healthier? I'm just saying that it takes more than just losing weight to be healthy. You can lose weight and still be fat.
You can lose weight and it's muscle.
Correct. Yeah. So the real predictor, and please pay attention to this, the real predictor of health is your body fat percentage versus your lean muscle mass percentage. Mm-hmm. This is the number which is ignored. Okay? And it's what makes up your body composition, of how much of your body weight is fat and how much of your body weight is lean muscle. Now, lean muscle is everything that is not fat. So that means that includes your bones, your fluid, your anywhere else, your tissues, that's not fat. Fat is the fat percentage. Lean muscle is what's not fat. And a healthy, normal ratio of fat to lean muscle should be about 20% fat to 80% lean muscle. So 20% fat to 80% lean muscle. That's somebody whose body composition, regardless of their weight, it doesn't matter if they're 150 pounds or they're 250 pounds. If their body composition is 20% fat and 80% muscular, they have a healthy ratio of fat to muscle, and their chances of having, more energy, less pain, less problems, be able to bounce back quicker from an illness, to have reserve energy, it comes from having lean muscle mass. And when you are younger, in your 20, from 12, from puberty, from 14, 15 years on to close to 30, 35, as long as you're not eating too much and you're not eating bad foods, your lean muscle is pretty easy to maintain, that 20 to 80% ratio, 20% fat to 80% lean muscle. But there's a phenomena that happens as we get older, and that is that lean muscle starts to degrade, it starts to degenerate. And the statistic is pretty clear. Once you're over 50 years old, you will lose 1% of your body muscle for every year after 50, you lose 1%. So if you're 50 and now you're 60 years old, if you haven't been exercising, then you've lost 10% of your muscle strength. If you're 70 and you have not been exercising and eating proteins, you can actually drop down to losing 20% of your muscle strength. Now, at the same time, the ratio to fat percentage increases. So for every 10% of muscle tone you've lost, you've increased 10% of fat. The body replaces itself with fat. And what can happen to somebody is they can be 65, 70 years old and have a 35 to a 40% fat percentage. That's 40%. That's almost half of their body weight is fat. And then only 60% of muscle. And that's a very unhealthy ratio. That means your muscles are weak, and muscles are what allow you to bounce back from injury. Muscles are what move the body and keep the joints flexible. The muscle is where you store energy needed for exercise and for living and for breathing, is in your muscles, not in your fat. Your fat's an energy store for the end of life. Muscles are where you store that day-to-day energy. So if your muscle mass has decreased, and your fat mass has increased, you have low energy. You have low libido. You're going to have difficulty sleeping. Your joints and fingers and hands are going to ache because it produces these things called cytokines. These are inflammation, mediators of inflammation, which are produced by the body. This excess fat level also causes you to become insulin resistant, to resist insulin. That's called diabetes. And the body says, hey, we're getting too much fat percentage here. It's gone beyond safe. And the body says, we're going to have to shut off this mechanism of storing energy as fat, and we're going to become resistant to insulin. It's to save your life. However, as we know, diabetes can end your life. And it comes from these high fat percentages in many of us. Not everybody that gets diabetes is from fat. There can be genetic, there can be trauma, other reasons why we get diabetes. It doesn't all come from overweight, but weight is a big cause of it. And if you are suffering with high hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar, and your A1C is elevated over 6, you need to look at that. And if you are overweight, if you are in the 28 to 30% fat percentile, and you are with high blood sugar and you do have a high A1C, you got to lose that weight. I mean, that's going to be critically important for you to overcome and to manage your blood sugar. Trust me, I know this personally. And that is so important to know. So what I want to explain is exactly why this laser, this Lapex Lipo laser that I'm using at the Slim Body Laser Spa, I have 5 of these machines. And this is what does the work. This is what releases these calories. And then a person eats better and tries to move around and cleans up their diet, and they get better results than if they just exercise and diet on their own. The reason why we are 90% to 95% successful at the Slim Body Laser Spa is because we're using a laser, a machine which is designed to have a function which is independent of your belief of it. You don't have to understand the lipo laser. You don't have to know the science behind it. It doesn't require any type of discipline on your part other than just showing up, laying down, and allowing the laser to be applied to your area that you want to reduce. It's a laser. Now, if when you see the results and it starts to reduce the belly fat and it gets smaller and smaller, like Barbara said on that testimonial, it absolutely supercharges your desire to eat better. I can't instill that upon people until they see the result. When you walk into the weight loss decision to lose weight and exercise, and you decide I'm gonna go join the gym, I'm gonna start eating better, I'm gonna cut out all the carbs, gonna try to stop drinking sodas, I'm gonna give up the alcohol. Let's face it, those results are difficult to achieve because of all of those things that we feel we deserve. Food and alcohol and sugar drinks and ice creams at night and having very nice. These are very much something that we feel entitled to because it tastes good. It's something I've earned, and it's really hard to give those up. Am I the only one that believes that? Am I the only one that says it's hard to give up ice cream at night? Have you ever struggled with that, Mike?
Every day.
Right?
Every day.
Every day. We all do.
It's a daily struggle.
We all do. So if losing weight and changing your body shape is dependent on cutting that out, how successful do you think most people will be? For a little while, they can be successful.
Yeah, I could do it for a couple days.
They said it's like it's got your best foot forward. My sister used to say. I'd say, "How was that date with that guy?" And she's like, "I think he's got his best foot forward. To be honest with you, In other words, for that day, he was pretty good, but it's hard to do it if it isn't a real personal change.
Exactly.
And and how easy is it to give up? To discipline yourself to eat 5 and 6 times a day instead of 1 or 2 big meals.
It takes a lot of planning, a lot of prep, and it's difficult.
That's right. And that's what weight loss with exercise requires that. And that's really dependent on if you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. Once you turn 50, there's a whole nother factor that comes into play here, and that becomes the stubborn outer layer of fat becomes stubborn. It's called stubborn subcutaneous muffin tops, belly bulges, love handles, chin fat, bra bulges, arms, legs. This is the stuff which is no longer in the realm of weight loss and exercise. Do you believe that? Do you understand when I say that?
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who's listening to my program who's in their 60s or 70s, who has always maintained a good, healthy physique with eating better, now is struggling with this thickening of the midsection. This, like Barbara said, this midriff. She never suffered with belly bulge. It always went away with diet and exercise. And that's people because your hormones are changing. Your body fat percentage is changing in the negative. If you're not exercising excessively more than you did when you're younger, which very few of us do, if you're not eating 30% less calories every single day than you did when you were in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you're getting fat and you're developing stubborn fat. And this is why when we decide to eat less and exercise, it is so difficult. So it's almost like trying to cut wood with a dull saw. I have a chainsaw, and sometimes I use it to cut up the trees that fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after a few cuts, when the blade is sharp, it works phenomenal. And then it starts getting dull, and you have to sharpen the blade. And it makes such a difference. There's a lot of things out there that if you have another tool, it makes it easier. We call them, in the military, they call it a force multiplier. So, if you've got 100 men in your military group and they're not communicating with each other, there's no way of communicating, and then they have to do a military action, they do better if they can communicate. It multiplies their effectiveness because of one technology or because of observation. And that's called a force multiplier. And this laser, when you apply laser assist with weight loss, traditional weight loss, you now have a force multiplier. You have something which is going to ensure better results, quicker results, more targeted, specific fat loss results that you can measure and see and be part of in a very, very short time, in 3 weeks. That is because the laser doesn't require steely discipline. It doesn't require strenuous exercise. It does not require counting all of your calories down to this nth degree. I mean, you do have to be mindful of what you're eating. Please don't believe that you can just eat anything you want and not ever move off the couch and expect the laser to work. It does not work that way, please. But if you're somebody who understands the difference between a protein and a carbohydrate, you understand that sodas are not the best thing for your health. To stay away from breads and sugars and things, yet you still can't change your weight. The laser's perfect for you.
And even if you don't understand that stuff, as long as you're open to it, you
Right.
go into the Slim Body Laser Spa and you get all the information you need without having to really take classes or study or do anything like that. It's explained in a common sense way so that you intuitively know what to do.
Easy weight loss.
Exactly.
Easy weight loss, Juan says. Easy weight loss. Fun. We're going to have fun.
And you do.
And they look at her like, right. This has always been one of the worst things I've ever done is have to eat less and when I don't want to do it. And she's like, no, this is fun, And so then they get on the laser, and the first time they do the laser, they lose 1 to 3 inches, like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, the first thought is was it manipulated with the measurement? Maybe it was just the measure, the tape.
Sure, of course.
Right. They always think there's a little fudge there on the tape thing. And then after the fourth session, when they take the picture and they remeasure and they see it with their own eyes, it's like you can see their whole look go, I'm in. You know, this is amazing. Just like Barbara and just like Joan and just like Mrs. Johnson. I mean, I could go on and on and on. What have we? I've been here for 5 or 6 years. I've had testimonials. I try to have them every week. You know, I got 300 people have called here on the radio at least to share their story and their testimonial. There's testimonials I have so many testimonials that we have no room for my license or my diplomas anymore in the Slim Body Laser Spa. There's 340 of them on the walls. They're 5 rows deep. When you look down the hallway to the bathroom, that long hallway, on the right side and on the left side, they go all the way down to the bathroom, and they're 4 to 5 height.
Wow.
There's,
wasn't like that when I went through.
It's just now that it's become kind of a rite of passage.
Yeah.
People want to share their stories. People like Barbara, and there's a certain amount of, I don't want to say stigmatism, or maybe they just don't want everybody to know that they cheated at the spa. They like people to think that, hey, I just busted a move and this is why I'm so beautiful all of a sudden. Some people don't mind saying, hey, I went to the laser spa. Others want you to think they did it naturally. And it is a natural process, but I don't know why people would be embarrassed about it. I think it's because people can be quite critical when somebody is looking to, they think they can just eat less and exercise. Why are you spending this extra money? But when you see the result and you understand the procedure, you're like, well, why aren't you? If it works so well, how come you're not?
Yeah, it's typically the people that are saying, oh, just eat less and exercise
don't
more.
Have the problem.
They either don't have the problem, or they've never tried to fix the problem.
Absolutely. So that's why so many people love to do the testimonials, because it gives them a chance to share their story, to talk about what happened to them and how it worked, and in a very honest way. They handwrite these testimonials, they sign it, and then it just has a picture of their face. We don't show their body parts, of course. So maybe you're listening to this program and you're wondering, is this something for me? I want to kind of go over a little bit about the people who would want to do this. People that are going through some changes in their body and they're wondering if this is something that could really help me. So one of the issues that we look at is if you're somebody who's just plain old overweight, maybe you've struggled with weight loss in the past and you haven't been able to get it to come down with a reasonable amount of effort. Maybe your doctor has told you that if you don't do something about your health, this weight, that you're going to end up having a shorter lifespan. And maybe you need, you want to have like your knees to be, maybe you have a problem with one of your knees and you want to do the surgery, but the doctor says, listen, until you lose this weight, you're a risk for the surgery. You need help. You need to do it quick. You want to do it fast. You need to give us a call. That's something that we can do for you. That's what the laser does. It can help you get results when other situations fail. That's what the laser does. It's absolutely incredible about like that, because it's a laser. It doesn't require this rigid discipline of eating less and exercising. It helps you get that goal. The other part, which is so effective, is that it's a program and a plan. It's all I think about when people come in and we go through the program and we explain how it can help, and you sign up for the laser program. You are now under my concern. You've now purchased the right to come in as a client and to avail yourself of our services. And I take that very seriously. This is really, you've come, you've done your part, you've paid your fee, and now it's time to let's get this thing going there. And once I open up that gate and I check the person in, and then they get in with Juan and the rest of the staff, they just take them in their arms and help them get through this process. Not everybody is easy to deal with. Not everybody is, has all the same reasons why they're there, the same amount of time, different issues with food and the way that they live. But we customize that to you to get you the best possible result. Because if you're not getting results, then I'm unhappy. And if you're unhappy, we're all unhappy. We don't want that. So maybe you're somebody who is suffering from excessive fatty deposits, areas which are affecting how you look and how you feel about yourself. You don't have to be, looking at surgery to lose it. You might just be somebody who wants to see a better midsection, who wants to feel more confident in wearing clothing that's tighter. We're coming from up north, a lot of us, and we moved down here, and all of a sudden it's like, man, I got to wear shorts every day. Mm-hmm. I don't want people to see my legs. I mean, that's probably the biggest complaint we get from people is their legs. They don't like the way their legs look over time, and they don't want to wear shorts. They won't wear shorts. And they're in South Florida. And so that's, and some people, it's not an issue for them, even though they maybe aren't happy with it. Other people, it's a real issue. I signed up a woman last week who absolutely has been down here for almost 3 years now and has never worn shorts outside of her patio because she's embarrassed about the way her legs look.
Yeah.
And that's, let's see if we can help you with that. I can't change that feeling and say, listen, hon, you God made you beautiful. Even if there's a little extra fat there, you're not a fat person. It's just fat, but it means all the world to her to get those legs thinner, to start getting that tone down.
Yeah, we talk a lot on this program about the midsection, but there are other body parts, like you say, women with the legs. I've seen some people carry a lot of weight in their upper arm, the back, like by the tricep area, from the elbow up to the shoulder.
They never wear sleeveless shirts because of it.
Yeah. And I know for me personally, when I went through, I hold my fat in my midsection, in my stomach, and in my chest. And so I've developed the man boobs over the years. And when I went through, it was important for me to make sure to take some of the time to take the paddles off the stomach and put them up there on the chest to try and flatten that out.
Yeah, it's common when we start to gain weight and have excess to develop a thickness around our around our chest too. And in men, they call them moobs or male boobs. They're just they're fatty tissue. And it's really hard to target that eating less and dieting. The laser can bring that down fast.
I think
I would say in 3 or 4 treatments, you can lose 1 to 2 inches in girth around your chest measured.
I was going to say, because we didn't do it the full 9 treatments. I think it was about half of the treatments we put the paddles on the chest for a while, and then after that we just kept them on the stomach.
It really helps that tissue that builds up kind of closer to your armpit. Not necessarily where your nipples are, but off to the side, that goes around where you get that buildup of tissue. That's something that it really can shrink that also without having to eat less and be crazy about it. So the laser works for people who are getting older and are beginning to experience health-related problems which are related to sudden or gradual weight gain and a lack of exercise. And that, of course, would be diabetes, vascular disease, risk of strokes, people with blood clot formations in their legs. I met a gentleman who had a blood clot in his leg, and he didn't know where or why. He was 64, 65, and, he's not exercising. And thus, when you don't exercise, you run a risk of these blood clots. Another one who we could help is people who have jobs or situations in their life, and how they look and their overall fitness is very important to them. Overall look and fitness should be important to everybody. But if you're somebody who is works on a TV program and people have to look at you, maybe you're a politician or somebody who is leading a company and they use your image all the time to promote your business, you do not want to be overweight. And you want to show a picture of health. You want to show that you're disciplined in your life. And let's face it, when you look at pictures of people, the camera puts 10, 20 pounds on somebody. So a lot of people come in because they want to maintain a look of sharpness, a look of fitness, a look of health, and keeping the body fat down is very important. So we help people like that all the time. There's other people who they are disgusted and they hate. I don't like to use the term hate. I think that's a very strong word, but they're very disgusted with certain specific areas of their body, like their belly, their muffin tops. Some people are getting back fat, abdominal rolls, the rolls, the double chins, the large arms, oversized legs, loose crepey type skin, crepe paper type skin, the what is it called? The cellulite, sagging skin. It's important to improve the look and appearance of the skin by reducing wrinkles, decreasing cellulite, lessening skin bulges, helping to tighten droopy skin and sagging skin. The laser, in many instances, can help that on a lot of people. Not on everybody, because there is something we call limitations of matter. You get to a certain point where it's not going to change it that much. But if you're moving towards that direction and you'd like to halt it, stop it where it is, we could probably help you with that. You listen to the Slim Body Laser Spa. My name is Dr. Tread Rissacker, and we do have consultations available. You just give us a call. You put in Slim Body Laser Spa into the search term. My name is Dr. Tread. You can put that in. You can come by the spa, come down, see us. We're right there on East Ocean Boulevard across from the Fresh Market. Go online, look up the number. I'm going to not repeat the number. It doesn't really work for people anymore. I don't remember numbers.
Website.
I remember names and websites, and I use my little Siri on the phone now.
Yeah.
And it gives me my number. So what are some of the steps that you can take to keep it simple? Our procedure is super simple, and that's really important. And not only is it simple, but it's effective to give you results the same day. So you get that instant feedback that doesn't happen with surgical interventions, with the fat freezing procedure, or the one that uses hot lasers or ultrasound. Those procedures don't give results the same day. You have to wait 6 to 12 to 15 weeks, 2 to 3 months to see any result from other procedures. And you have to wait 6 months to a year to see results from liposuction. The Slim Body Laser Spa, our low-level laser lipo procedure, is an instantaneous, same-day, wow, I'm seeing results. And there's nothing that's more powerful than that, in my opinion. So we keep it super simple. You come in for your consultation. You'll be given a one-page health history, a little bit about the areas you'd like to have treated, your name, address. And then what will happen is we'll bring you back into the consultation area, and you'll watch a 6-minute DVD by the manufacturer that makes our laser device, by the Meridian out of Korea. They have their video. And you can also see that video online on our website if you'd like to. SlimBodyLaserSpa.com. It's also available on YouTube. And once you've watched the video, I'll come in and introduce myself, and then we'll sit down and it's all about you. What do you wish to happen here? What do you would like for the laser to accomplish for you? Is it weight loss? Is it just body sculpting? Do you have certain areas you're concerned with? Maybe you need a little kickstart so you can start losing weight and looking better, and you're hoping that the laser will give you that edge, which it does. Maybe you would like to find out if it's something for a friend. We've had people come in and do the whole consult, but it's really for their spouse, and they didn't want to introduce them until they knew more about it. Couples respond beautifully. Anyone that comes in is a husband and a wife together. We give them special considerations and discounts, because when people do it together, they get better results, so it's easier on us to get results. So we pass that discount to your spouse. This month, I think we signed 5 couples, at least husbands and wives. Good. That are doing it together. And if I did 2 couples the whole summer 2 years ago, that was a lot. Now we're getting couples that want to do this together. We just had somebody come back in as an alumni, and she is 94 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she's got a new boyfriend. And he's 86.
Oh boy!
And they're at the home together. You're not the home, but their community. And she's like, all of a sudden, I want to look good for my boyfriend. And she's always she's a very attractive woman. Her husband was a plastic surgeon for many years, and he passed away. She was much younger than him, and she believes in looking better and keeping fit. And when she realized that this younger guy is after her, she knew that she needed to look a little better. So she came in and began her third program. It's probably her third or fourth time she's been in the last 6 or 7 years. And this was the new impetus, was the new boyfriend.
Nice.
Now, she's somebody who also, when she first came in her 90s, she had another guy that was kind of wanting to meet up with her, but she wanted to he wasn't that healthy. He was having problems with his back and problems with his belly. So when she came in and did the laser herself, she encouraged him to come in, and I think she might have even paid for his care. Because that was how important it was that she get healthy. And they were going on a trip in Europe on a boat that went up the Rhine. It was like a wonderful 2-week trip to Europe. So her and her new guy and his friend were going to go on this trip. And in order to get them where they could be healthy enough to go, they came into the Slim Body Spa. We helped them with the weight loss and helped them with leg strengthening on the whole body vibration. And basically all three of them went on the trip together.
Cool.
And that was about 3 years ago. And now she's back with a new guy. So I like to say, you wonder, did people really, I don't care how old you are or what's going on in your life, you still want to look good. You're still going to want to attract the other side, the other sex, if possible, and you want to be sure that you take care of yourself. So nothing is better than laser-assisted weight loss at the Slim Body Laser Spa to help you to look better and to feel better. So listen, we're going to be at the Home and Garden Show this weekend. That's at the Fairgrounds, Martin County Fairgrounds, over by Indian Street and A1A. It's the Martin County Chamber. There's the Orchid Show. You can go there and you can get a great deal on beautiful orchids. The orchid people are there, and that's a big turnout. It's Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4, I'm pretty sure. We're going to be there with a booth. We're going to have an area where we can sign up. You can get really huge discounts when you come in from the fair shows, just like Barbara, who came in and saw us at the Seafood Festival. We're going to be at this other show too. So come on down, say hi. We appreciate it. We will see you next week, and remember to think thin and have a great day. Bye-bye.